Hey, it's Allie Edwards and welcome back to December Daily for 2022. Today I am working on my 6th story in my album, and I'm just kind of doing, simple little everyday stories right now actually. Yesterday I told the story of things that I'm loving right now, so that was a really fun page to put together. The texture paste Santas. Those turned out really fun and cute. And so that was what I had in here for day 5. For day 6, I originally had one of the die cuts, which is this one, this word-based die cut. I'm just moving it a little bit farther into my album that I will use on another spot. And then what I have for today, as I was looking back through all of the different things that we offered this year, one of the things that I really loved was this piece of paper from Liz Tamanaha's The Paisley Press mini kit. And so I think I want to use it because I love it. It's just such a pretty gold foily piece of goodness that I want to have in my album. I'm doing a lot of text-based things. That's not that unusual for me, but I love it, and so I want to have that added in as well. I have a number 6. This is from a couple years ago out of my number stash there. And then I have one of the cute little Santas that is in the main kit. I think that would be great on there. The other thing I could do is add in something like this. Super basic December day, right? I'm going to save that for something else, I think, but that would be something else that you could add on there. Holly Jolly Goodness. I want something that has the touch of red, so I'm going to go with the Santa on there. So this page overall is going to be fairly simple. Move into the next page where I am having my story. This is on a sheet of vellum. This is a 4x4 picture. My story from yesterday is taking the girls shopping. They both have the need for a little bit of a fancy dress for a couple things that are coming up, so I took them shopping yesterday to get, each of them got a dress, and then they each got some shoes. And when I was a kid and when I went shopping for dresses, we always got nice shoes. These guys, and what seems to be in for them is to have the really fancy dresses with the tennis shoes. So I'm rolling with it, but that's kind of the story that is the story that I want to tell today in my album. So I took a picture of them while we were shopping, and my plan is to simply just add my journaling over here. Now I want to add a couple things on here, and I think what I'm going to end up doing, this is just temporarily adhered on here. I think I'm just going to create a border on my sewing machine. I'm going to run it through and add a little bit of red stitching on both of these. This is also a place where you could do some hand stitching. I kind of thought about doing that, like creating a hand stitched border around the outside edges. I think that there was one of those maybe in the stitching ideas that I showed recently, or else they are included on the Pinterest board that I saved that has stitching ideas. But I think I'm just gonna do just a little border around the outside edge and add on my journaling. And then this is just gonna be, it's a fairly simple, straightforward day, but I like the look of it. I think it's nice to have some open space here as well. On the other side of this for tomorrow, my page is essentially really already kind of set up here. This is a rub-on that was added on the bottom, but I'm just showing you a little bit in advance for what tomorrow will be. So tomorrow I'll be adding in a story, and I'm probably adding a couple of pictures, I think, to these tags is what I want to do. So that's pretty set up for tomorrow as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stitch around there. I might do another rub-on along the bottom. That, again, is from the Tim Holtz set. I think there might be some white ones, so I might try that on there. And then simply just adhering this and gluing it down to the back is what I'm going to be doing here to complete today's story. So one of the things I like to do in this project that I've talked a little bit about already is having some days that have a lot of things going on and other days that have a few less things going on. Some days having super interactive things and other days just being a little more straightforward. So that's what I am putting together for today. Right now I'm just adding this super cute pattern paper to the back here of yesterday's story, and then I'm going to punch the holes. If you missed out on Liz's kit, we do have it available digitally, and actually I used bigger holes on there. I'm going to go back in. That's something that you can print out if you want to add into your project. Let's see, I think actually, yeah, I do want to punch those. should have seen that I used the bigger holes already. I think with, let's see, I think with this guy, one of the things I'm going to do, I'm actually going to remove this foam adhesive on the back here just to make it a little less bulky, and I'm going to use a red line tape to adhere it onto the stitch, or onto that number there. Remember, be the boss, right? You be the boss of these products. All right, so after I pulled the backing off, I just grabbed a little bit of red line tape, and I'm going to use that to adhere the Santa onto the number 6. I think I might have said this already, but that number 6 is from a couple years ago, I think, and I have just a bunch of random numbers that I love bringing into this project, and it's kind of fun to look back well, it's more than kind of fun. It is very fun to look back through my past year's December daily albums and see elements that continue from year to year, right? Where I've used some numbers in some years and other numbers I've used different years, and they all kind of combine together, and I just love that piece of it. So red line tape on the back of that felt number, adding that directly onto the page there. I thought of a variety of different things too. If you're following along and you are wanting to just do a single page there, you could cut that text page and create a flap, where it would open and you could reveal journaling or a photo underneath or something like that too. There are lots of different ways that you can adapt single pages, double pages, those sorts of things. I am adding an Avery index tab along the outside edge there, kind of continuing with my tradition to add tabs along the pages that aren't the full pages. Using the phrases, the holiday phrases stamp set again, and those some really fun things on there. I did go ahead and take the journal card and my photo over to the sewing machine, and I ran those through just around the outside edge of both of them, and I really like how that feels like it finished it off just a little bit more, and it's a nice echo of the stitching on the number 6 on the previous page there too. I went ahead and added a rolling date stamp, something that I do here and there in this project. I don't always add it on every time, but love those rolling date stamps. And I'm also cutting up one of the vellum pieces, the vellum phrases. This one says, "They know Santa's on his way," and I'm adding a little bit of red line tape to the back of that, and then I'm going to put that right on top of Santa's beard there. Love bringing just a little bit more red onto that page. Like I've said previously, lots and lots of red this year. I'm just super into the red. Adding my journaling directly on using the same pen that I've used the last couple of days, which is the Uniball Vision Elite pen. I am writing directly onto the journal card, writing about how we went to the mall, our local mall here last night, and I could not believe how quiet it was, how few people were there. I guess it's early December, but I still anticipated that even on a Monday or a Tuesday, there would be more people there. There weren't. But then I'm also just talking about how fun it was to hang out with them and to see what dresses they picked out, and to to think about tennis shoes with dresses and embrace it, because that's what they're into, and they like the casual part with the dress up part, and I'm like, okay, let's go with it. So that's basically the story that I'm telling right there. I also really like the picture that I took of the two of them. They are so fun to be together, and they really do get along well, and it's been such a blessing in our lives. It's just fun to have two of them that are both 13, that are about a month apart in age. So lots of common interests, but also super unique individual. All right, then I am adding one of the sticker tabs along the top there. This one says sharing, and I'm going to use rolling adhesive just to adhere that along the top. I liked bringing just a little bit of another spot of gold on here. So we've got the gold on the journal card, the gold on the page with the number 6 on it, and then adding that gold tab there. The other thing that I'm adding along the bottom is some rub-ons. These are from Tim Holtz, and I think that this set is still available. The set that I had black words, and then it had a sheet of black and then a sheet of white, and on the other side, on a foundation page, or the other side of this vellum, I had already used some of the black rub-ons on there, so I'm going to use some white ones along the bottom of this page. Worked out pretty good, I think. And then I am using red line tape to adhere the photo down onto the vellum. Definitely leaning a little heavier on the red line tape, just for some of these things where I know, outside of the page protector, it can be a little little, you just want to protect it a little bit more, I think. So protecting it for me just means going a little overboard with the adhesive. But adding on a couple different sentiments from the rub-ons there. I really like the white rub-ons. I really just want more rub-ons in my life. So we'll see if we can make that happen. As always, if you guys have questions on today's story, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.